All right, it started. We're
All right.
going.
All right,
Awesome.
guys. Welcome back to Something Red podcast. This is episode 30, right, Connor?
30, yes. Yes, we just uploaded 29.
Um, yeah, all right. It's October 22nd, 2020, and today on the podcast we have Gary Martinez as our guest.
Yup.
Yeah, Gary, say hi.
Hello, how's it going?
Um, yeah, all right. So let's get started. So Gary, why don't you just introduce yourself to the audience a bit?
Okay, so I'm a single father. I have two kids. I have one who's on the autism spectrum, which is my daughter named Monica. I have a 10-year-old son named Christian. And what I actually do is I help autism families reduce meltdowns with some natural activities to help serve them better in their day. I'm also a fitness trainer, and I'm also creating a digital course as far as the autism pieces again to get on more stages like this and just meet new people and new audiences and just connect with people. Oh yeah, one last thing. I've also done a book, so I actually wrote a book
Oh,
about
excellent.
autism, the journey myself and my daughter are on. So that's kind of me right there in a nutshell. Oh, and by the way, I do live here. I live in Colorado Springs, Colorado. So that's where I'm at.
Wow,
Wow.
that was a very good introduction, I would say. Very interesting. So you said you're making like a course type thing. So where would you think that would be like available when it's ready?
I actually have one already that's finished. Um, so it's like the lower end of the course. So like I'm gonna have like a beginner one, a middle one, and a higher one as far as the value is concerned. So I actually have one that I just actually finished about a month or two ago. So now what I have to do is I have to start promoting it. So I have to get on like podcasts in different stages like this to get the word out so people can, you know a little bit about me and what I can do to help serve them if it's something that gives them value in their life.
Yeah, yeah, that sounds great. So is it like on like a your website or something, or like where could they find it?
Right now it's just kind of reaching out to me for contact information where I can share that information for them.
Oh, I see.
I'm just getting started, so yeah, don't have the website piece yet.
Uh, okay. Sounds good. So Connor, would you like to start?
Like like all the questions and stuff.
Yeah.
Um okay, so we already covered like your introduction, so I think this is probably one that's pretty big right now. Would
Oh,
you
are you? Yeah. Wait. Okay. Yeah. Go.
so Gary, would you rather go for Biden or Trump? Like
Yeah. Are
support.
you a Biden or a Trump kind of gal?
um, I'm not really getting into like the political deal right there. Um,
I
I
mean,
would
it's okay.
say,
It's okay.
yeah, just whoever is the best candidate. I still haven't seen everyone's plan, what they're trying to bring to the table. So hopefully, you know, whoever brings the best value to the table that people like, vote for that person, and let's get this country going back strong because we're in this crisis right now. So people need someone, a dependable leader who can rise up to the occasion.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think that's
for
the
sure.
the correct mindset. I'm not too political, and I definitely think the same way you do. Regarding the president's stuff.
I think we got the debate is actually tonight, believe it or not, only in a couple hours. Uh,
Yeah, it's like
yeah,
9 or something.
the final debate until the
That's
election.
true. That's true.
Yeah. I didn't know if they were gonna have it or not. Do you know? Is it like on a Zoom call, or do you think, or is it in person? Because I don't remember what they finally agreed on. You guys know?
If you're asking me, I'm not totally 100%.
I guess,
um,
I guess we'll probably just find out.
we'll find out, but yeah, it is around that time.
Yep. I think it starts at 9 to 10:30. That's what. Yeah. Should be interesting, I'd say. The last one
Yeah, I
is
mean,
really hard
they
to
got to
listen.
go for it, man. They got to be all in. They got to show all their stuff.
The
You
Mhm.
want us
last
to
one
vote
they
for
didn't.
you. Yeah.
That
Yeah,
was
it
very
was.
disappointing.
Um. So I guess we should probably talk about what you do for a living. So what is it? Can you say it again? Because it was I'm not sure the audience really like yeah, just so yeah.
Okay, so I'll kind of backtrack a little bit. So like I've been a fitness trainer for, let's see, about 8 years now. And when I found out my daughter was diagnosed with autism, people don't know, exactly what autism is. I'm a special needs parent, and people who have autism, there's like a big spectrum. So
Yeah.
a lot of it is there's different components. Some kids are very repetitive. Some kids, they don't want to talk to people. Their brain works in a different way. They're wired a little bit differently. They're pretty extraordinary. Everyone's extraordinary. Um, but you just kind of have to know the components of your kid. Like for example, my daughter, when she first got diagnosed, and even before that, she was nonverbal. So she was very frustrated. She was beating herself up. Self harm. Uh, she couldn't express herself, so it was very depressing, very frustrating. So at that time, like I said, I was a fitness trainer, and I was taking that leap as far as the entrepreneur world. And I was like, all right, so my daughter's diagnosed. I was like, what the heck is autism? What the heck are these other labels that they gave us? So I decided to like self-educate myself and stay up very late to like 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m. I don't care what a.m. it was, but this is a new thing for me, and I wanted to be there for my daughter as much as I can. So I started to self-educate myself on autism and all those sorts of things, and then that led me to what I'm doing right now is like creating a course. And like I said, I'm a book author. I wrote a book about our story, and it's basically to help parents who are just new to this and they're like in panic mode, like I was, and I don't want people to be in panic mode. So I wrote the book to kind of like press in a lot of information that you should know when find out about this. And I put a lot of what let's see, how can I say it? I put a lot of health professionals in there that deal in certain fields with autism, and then I kind of put my own piece in there because physical activity is another way to kind of help our kids make their brain and their body work together as friends and kind of make their day go a little bit more fluidly. And as far as the course that I'm making online now, a digital course, we're in this new world of
Yeah.
being online more, where signal goes out. Like signal, everyone's online, so the signal like goes out so much now. Where I created a course so anyone in the world can have access to it, and you know teach other parents things that you can do to help your child out a natural way. So that's what I'm up to, man. It's you have to really have energy. You really have to have a lot of patience, a lot of understanding, but it's also fun. Like when you start to get to know what are your kids' favorite things. Like I'm never thought I'd be playing with dolls, but I play with dolls. I play with Disney stuff. I got horse blinders on, man, because it's fun. Because we educate the world when we're out in the public, and people are like, well, "What the heck are they doing?" We have to kind of like tell them why we do this and how it helps us. So, we actually make friends. So we go from like potential bullies to meeting potential friends and having more of a support circle. So we're out there to like, serve the world with what we're good at.
Nice. It sounds like you're a really busy and interesting person. I kind of feel honored
Okay.
to have you
Um,
on today.
sorry about that.
Oh, appreciate you.
Sorry about that. So yeah, believe it or not, when me and Cesar were in high school, we there's a lot of there's a lot of kids with on the autism spectrum there. So we do know
Hmm.
we do have some like experience. Like I've yeah. So I kind of know what it is.
That's
So
awesome.
what how old was your daughter when when that they were like when she was diagnosed? Because you can't diagnose them like right at birth. I'm pretty sure.
Right, right. And it's still hard to diagnose because there's not a really like one particular test that says, okay, you got autism. No, there's like different tests because they're still trying to figure out how to diagnose kids. But I will say that for girls, it's less likely for girls to have autism. So it was later that we got diagnosed. I want to say it was around 7 or so, which is way too late. So it was around that age, and so at first they're kind of like, oh, she's just kind of like being a girl, being a girl, and like it's like, wait a minute, she's not talking. There's that parent thing inside you, like, nah, there's a little bit more than that, doctor. So we had to start going to all these therapies and stuff, and it was uh, it was a whole new world to learn about these therapies and how they helped her and how they served her. So I just became a student, man. I was like, I went in there and I pretty much observed all these sessions. I probably only missed like one or two, but I went in there like a student and I just watched and I learned and I took notes and I asked questions and I said, who do you mentor and all those sorts of things. That way we can bring that stuff home and continue um, that cycle to help my daughter Monica throughout her day. And actually, this past Tuesday was actually her birthday, so it was a big deal for her. So we actually had a pretty fun day with that. So and
Yeah.
she talks now. So like it was about 2013 or going into 14. Uh, Monica started to talk, and now she won't stop talking. So we progress, and now it's like it's pretty fun. Even though you have obstacles, they're more like speed bumps because now you know what works, what you can do to help. So it's better.
Yeah. Well, actually, believe it or not, yesterday was my birthday too. So
Oh man,
pretty cool.
happy birthday!
Yeah. Well, I actually forgot to introduce myself. My name is I don't think I have. My name is Chester. I live in Alaska and I'm 21 now.
Oh,
I like
nice,
to, and
nice.
I always like to say I always make sure my viewers hear this. I live in Alaska. Like I moved to Alaska just because I really like to play in the snow. That's pretty much it. Cesar, what about you? Have you introduced yourself when I was gone?
Nope, sorry. Um, yeah, I'm Cesar Milan. I'm 22 actually, older than Chester here. Um, yeah, I live in New Jersey. It's pretty fun, pretty boring though. At the same time.
Yeah, there's not much going on over here in Alaska either. But yeah, we met in high school. We went to high school together.
Oh, right
So
on, right on.
yeah. All right. So here's a bit of an interesting question. Have you ever committed a crime?
I've ever committed a crime? Not really that I can think of.
And if
Geez,
not, what was like the closest or like the most trouble you've ever gotten?
most trouble I ever got in. A second. Probably being involved with my friend who did commit a crime. It was like back in the high school days
What?
where,
Yeah.
yeah, go for it.
What happened?
He got caught shoplifting, and
Uh,
he was trying to get his brother and myself into it. And I was like, nah, man. We're like, they're watching you. Like, we know they're watching you. You can see the camera. You can see that there's undercover people. I was like, all right, man, you go ahead, you try it. And yeah, they caught him. He thought he made it. He walked out the door, but as soon as he walked out, that person walked out and they snatched him up and then they took him upstairs to the window. So we went upstairs with them. And so yeah, that's pretty much the closest thing I saw to like being part of a crime or something like that.
ooh,
Was my friend getting busted and his brother and I were just laughing, cracking up the whole time because
yeah,
he was silly, but it was funny too. So
yeah, that's
Yeah, good that you
yeah,
took the right path. That was good.
yeah.
yeah,
Do,
it was funny because he did it so like he wasn't sneaky about it. It was like real out there. Like, okay, I'm going to take this and put it right here and leaves. Like, dude, you gotta be like more. You gotta be more slick and creative when you do. If you're trying to do something like that.
yeah.
That's what you get.
So back to the autism thing. Do you think there'll ever be a cure for autism?
Well, like there's a source I follow, and it makes a lot of sense that it's actually a lot of heavy metals that's in the brain of kids who have autism. So like there's a left side, there's a right side to the brain, and the middle part of our brain there's like a free flow space. So like when we're little, when we're young, up until the age 18, it's flowing right there. So you dream, you do all that kind of stuff as a kid. But for kids with autism, heavy metals, mercury blocks all that. So it's blocking all their kid time during that age. So what happens is that it blocks it and it goes to other parts of the brain that they're not supposed to experience until they're adults.
Wow.
Wow.
How long have you been like researching stuff like this?
It's actually been just over a year. I was introduced to a source from one of my friends that I train as a client, and I was like, "Oh, this person is like saying something that other people out there aren't saying is because he knows he knows his stuff and was telling you why and giving you like solutions for everything. And honestly, since last September of 2019, we started some of these protocols with our nutrition and adding some herbs and supplements that have actually changed my daughter's health, my son's health, my health, where we really don't even get sick no more. But at the same time, we know what we're putting inside our body. So it's actually kind of it's making a difference in my daughter's life as far as she's more social, she's more becoming a little more independent, learning skills like that. So that's been like a huge game changer. Like we really don't get sick too much, or even if we start to, we know how to close that door and just implement things that we know that work and why. So
Yeah, that's a lot. Wow. Okay. Wow. So um, what's your biggest fear?
biggest fear is like how long will I live to be there for my daughter. I think that's every parent's fear is like how long will I live? Like especially when you're a special needs parent because when we're not here no more, you wonder who's going to take care of your kid. Like what you want to do is you want to start connecting with agencies and start building like a trust to find out, when my kid's an adult, if they can completely live independently, what is a good agency to put them in a facility that's going to give them the support that they need. So for me, it's, how long am I going to be around and, who's going to take over the role of helping my daughter out? Is it an agency like that, or is it perhaps my son or somebody who's going to pass the torch to? So that's probably the main one for me.
So what do you think will be like the cause of your death? If y-
Oh my God.
Oh, geez, good question. Good question. Um, Probably because I have nothing left. I don't know. I'm the healthiest I've ever been in my life, so I don't know. I plan on controlling what I can control as far as my health wise. I don't know what happens when you step out the door. You don't know. You don't know what a car is going to do out there on the street. You don't know about any of
Oh,
that jazz. You can't control that, man. You can only control what you can control.
yeah.
yeah,
It's definitely you're doing the best that you can, which is good. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
yeah, yeah. Um, yeah. Um,
So,
do you have any special talents or like hobbies?
um, so this is kind of goofy. Like I went to this autism center. It's goofy to me. I don't know what you guys think, but I was like, I want to find out if I have something to do with this or not. And you take all these tests, so I had to go on like for sessions. So it was more than one day. I had to keep going back. And when it was all done, they said, okay, you don't have autism, but you are freaking very obsessed with the 80s decades. So for me, I don't know what my superpower is. I think my superpower is inside of me. First of all, everybody has superpowers inside of you everyone has gifts that make them special. And I think what makes me special with my gifts is just being a caring person, being a loving person, and wanting to help others. And the goofy part is like I can like I remember a lot of movie lines. to like 80s movies or impersonate some people in movies and stuff like that. And what we like to do is like, let's see, say there's a Gwen Stefani song. Like my daughter really likes Gwen Stefani songs. Like we'll start singing the song, and then we'll change the words and make our own song out of it. And we'll just like start cracking up out of it. Like we're just really spontaneous like that. Like we'll change words to a song. We'll just do whatever it takes to make us laugh. We're kind of like in our own world, and we don't really care if people think we're different or anything like that. We're living through our own lens. So just we're just pretty much goofballs.
Yeah, I actually do something similar to that when I'm in the shower sometimes. You know the song that goes like 40% hustle, 20% skill, and then it's like and
Oh,
they
I know
list
that
like
song.
and it's like dun, no 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 no. Yeah, and they like basically like yeah, that song where they list off like I don't know, like what it takes or something. And then I basically go to 100 like the song does or something like that. And then I just go on forever giving like random percentages to like random like attributes, and I just go on forever in like the same beat, and it totally works. One day I'll make like a 20-minute song out of it, and I'll just go on to like 3,000%. But that's way
That's
over
pretty
100.
cool.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember that song.
'Cause it doesn't end. It starts out, it goes like na 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 na. Yeah, I don't know what it's called. I'll figure it out. Hold up. Give me a sec.
Very cool. Like a really quick example for us, like there's a Hollaback song by Gwen Stefani. I don't know how old it is now, but like it's like my daughter, the way her brain is wired, she'll gravitate to something and she'll want to do it every single day, like a million times throughout the day because she's repetitive, and repetitive for her in her world, it makes her feel safe. So it keeps her safe in the world. So to that song Holla Back Girl, she'll go like the way it starts, she'll go, uh-huh, this my, and then she'll go shh, and I have to go, and I'll do the same thing with her, and I have to go shh, and she'll go ah, because after that word right there, then Gwen Stefani says she says shit or something. Yeah, she goes, uh-huh, this my shit. But Monica does not like curse words. She takes offense to it. She'll stop. So she'll stop, and we can only watch the censored version. So we'll go, uh-huh, this my and she'll go ah. So we do that like every day, like every single day that I have her. It's like that's one of the songs. That's one small nugget of just a billion things that we do. So it's like that's just our style.
Sounds
Wow.
nice. Sounds pretty funny, actually.
Yeah, we go, uh-huh, this mine. She'll go, shh, ah. We'll go like we'll make the speed go fast. We'll go crazy.
Okay, yeah. So the song is called "Remember the Name" by Fort Minor.
Oh my god, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, dude.
So the line it goes, "This is 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 15% pleasure, 50% pain, and 100% reason to remember the name." And then after that, I just go on forever, just giving up random percentages and random. Yeah.
You keep adding.
Yeah, you just gotta keep adding and it never ends. And I just imagine in my head if I had like this one like slider picture and it just keeps adding like the like it'll add like the words like the percentage and then the words and it's just like a huge list and it just goes on and on and on forever. And it never and like it never gets old
So, how long does this usually take you?
until I'm done showering.
Oh,
So depends how long. Yeah.
that's interesting. It's
Very
completely
cool.
random also.
What's your guys's least favorite curse word? Like what curse word do you take most offense to?
Oh, she doesn't like the big bomb F word, of course.
Oh, the F word. That was
Yeah.
a naughty word.
Yeah,
Uh,
even if I say
yeah.
something like similar to it, she'll go like I don't know, or say like I don't know, just something that kind of sounds like it, like funk or something.
Yeah,
She'll like
Connor.
she'll jump all on me.
Yeah,
Connor,
yeah.
what word or slur do you hate? Do you hate hearing the most?
Well,
Do
anything
I?
that's just like demeaning, you know? Don't like
Like
that.
Oh,
Yeah.
A word that being called like annoying or weirdo or things like that, because that's happened to my daughter, and I've had to like, address that, have a sit down with her, because she's been called those names before. Like they'll make fun of her. They'll just make fun of her, uh,
Wow.
because she has this her unique way of talking. So though, when she gets called a name, and those are some of the names that really annoy her. So if it annoys her, it annoys me. So I have to like address it, and because sometimes there's bully situations, and when I'm there, like in the younger years, like I've been able to catch some of those actions, like on the playground when would go to school. Like we would go to school early so we can use the playground, because swinging for us is like the best thing that kind of jump starts and boosts her throughout the day. So I've caught I've caught stuff before where one time there was like a little group of kids, and they were boys, and I heard them like making fun of my daughter's voice and all that. And let's remember that she was nonverbal when she screams. Um, now that she talks, her voice doesn't match her age. So these kids were making fun of her voice, and I heard it. So I was like, all right, what would I, what would you usually do? You would usually get mad and, charge over there and have like a shout out match. But remember, these are elementary kids. So I was like, all right, here's what I want to do. So I walked over to those boys, and I was like, hey, what's going on, guys? Like, hey, hey. So I was like, okay, what's a good icebreaker? So I was looking at their clothes to see what I can talk about. So I was like, hey, so you like that team right there? And I don't remember if it was like a football or hockey team. They're like, yeah, yeah. I was like, okay. So have you ever been to one of their games? And they're like, yeah, I've been to one of the games. I was like, okay, cool. So I'm building conversation with them. So I said, all right. So when you're at the game, what do you do? Do you cheer for your team? Like, yeah, I scream, I cheer. Like when they score, yeah, yeah, yeah. All right. And what happens the next day to your voice? And they're like, I can't talk because I feel like I lost my voice, so I talk funny. I was like, okay, so I heard you over there. Um, so that's my daughter right there. And I was like, so her voice, the reason why it sounds like that is because she couldn't talk when she was little. So with all the screaming she did because she couldn't talk, we went to the doctor, and they said maybe when she comes a teenager or older, maybe her voice might start to match her tone. So they started to like apologize and everything, and I was like, it's okay, because you didn't understand that, you didn't know that, right? So I made friends with him. I was like, okay, cool. So when you see my daughter having a hard time at school, you tell her, hey, Monica, remember, if you're having a hard time, go outside for recess or when you can and swing. So we went from like possible kids that would bully her to making a friendship, and then they kind of had her back, like, hey, don't forget to swing or something like that. So kind of put a 360 on that.
Wow, that was a crazy story and how you're able to connect that so well. But
Yeah, man,
yeah,
I kind of give credit to like watching movies and all that stuff,
yeah,
because it teaches you to role play. And if you can remember movie lines, or like, you keep going on, you keep adding to your song, you're creative and get artistic like that, you can pretty much use that in anything you do in your life. So it teaches you how to improvise and teaches you how to make a pivot when you have to. So it
yeah.
all comes together.
So how do you think we should punish bullies? You think death penalty or what?
I think it's good if you can catch them in the act, and see if they're coachable. Like, are you coachable? And see if you can, instead of do the old fashioned way, like torching them or whatever. Like if it's not something terrible, like crazy bad or whatever.
Pushing them.
If it's just something like they're at a first level or something, then I think the best thing to do is to kind of like actually start a conversation with them, find out a little bit more about them, and see what's bugging them in their life, because usually all the time it's always your mindset. It's like the four walls inside, it's usually there's a problem with you. So let's find out what that problem is and see if we can help it out, see if you can change and go from that to a better person. So that could be a first step if it's not a crazy
Yeah.
crazy scenario.
So About death penalty though, what do you think about the death penalty? Do you think anyone should like ever get the death penalty or no?
I know it works really well in other countries. People won't do what they did ever again because they're gone. And people
What
who see that probably don't want to do that either. So
what is like the
we just
minimum?
don't have that in this country. There's too many chances given.
Well, I think some states don't have the death penalty anymore, but what well, what do you think should be like the minimum crime for getting the death penalty? Like, well, what would be an example of a crime to that would deserve death penalty?
Crime is like if you take somebody's life or if you uh, assault or do something worse to a lady, it's against their will, things like that.
Why a
Because
lady? Why not just like anybody?
it could be to anybody. So I
Oh,
was gonna
okay, yeah.
finish the sentence. Yeah, it could be to a
Sorry.
lady, it could be to a guy, it could be whatever gender they are. Like I don't oppose to
Child.
people who whatever gender they are, but whoever's dealt with like that, yeah, they should get dealt with for doing that.
So like rape, that would be like a death penalty thing.
It's up there. I would,
Thing up there.
on the circuit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what would if you could shoot? Wait, I think they give like an injection, right? For the
Yeah, it's called lethal injection.
Yeah.
I like the more like old-fashioned ways they would do it.
What is old-fashioned?
Well,
Like
I'm pretty sure.
decapitation? Like hanging?
No, that I mean way more. I mean more old-fashioned than that. That's like
Oh
semi.
my. Oh my.
There are some cultures that would like boulder you. They would like drop a boulder on you or something like that. Pretty cool.
Hmm.
It's pretty gruesome. It's pretty gruesome, though.
Nah, not really. Some people can do some pretty bad things. Are
I,
you religious,
Am I
Gary?
religious? No, I'm not big into religion.
Have you ever at like any point in your life?
Just when I was really young in school, there was like, if you lived on this side of town, you had to go to a Catholic school. So I had to go to a Catholic school when I was early in elementary grades, and that was actually in Australia.
Wow. Did you hear about the woman, the teacher in Paris that got like decapitated a couple days ago?
Ooh, missed that one.
Yeah, it was pretty big in the news. Some like a teacher showed her class caricatures of Muhammad, the Islam prophet. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and to the class, and then later that day, like in like they were in like a random Paris suburb, and she was decapitated.
Oh well, they don't play.
Yep. Do
Hmm.
you, do you think she deserved it?
For showing that,
Yeah.
I don't understand their culture. I don't know what their reason is.
Oh, it's
It's
so
offensive
it's
to
like
them.
very like prohibited. Like you're really not allowed to show or make pictures of Muhammad in the Islamic religion.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Like
Can't
like they don't
expose.
they don't even have pictures of him. Yeah.
Oh wow, so she crossed the line.
yeah,
Yeah.
and even by like making a character.
I don't know
Oh
if
yeah,
she drew it, but I know that
Or
they were
but
showing.
showing, yeah.
Yeah.
took it to the next level.
Yep. I'm
Knew
not
what she
even
was
sure
doing.
if the people were caught. Yeah, that's crazy.
It's like nasty
Decapitation.
though, like
It's a,
getting
it's a bad way.
decapitated.
It's a bad way to go. I mean, it depends how it goes because there's some decapitation methods that go like insta death, but then you have like the messy guys like the Mexican cartel who are literally just like use like a butter knife, which
Oh
takes a very long.
wow.
Nah,
They
they don't
just
use a butter knife.
or just
It's
like a
it's like
saw, they just go
no
back
no
and forth
no.
slowly.
It's like a steak knife. It takes a while.
Oh
But
man.
yeah, I would much rather go quick, like how they would do it. Where what's the thing where they put your head into it, and then they also put like your wrists into your
Yeah, yeah,
hands.
yeah.
Yeah, and they would
Reminds me
the
of the
guillotine
cartoon, but
maybe.
yeah, I've seen it in the real.
Yeah, I think it's like a guillotine. I'd much rather go quick. The only thing I'm scared of is physical pain
Mm-hmm.
or like an early death. I just want to
Right.
I just want to be before like what, like 50? I don't know, something like that.
Uh-huh.
No, oh wait, no, at least like 50 or 60. That's like that's enough. Then it's I don't know. We'll see how it goes. What's your
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So what's your favorite holiday?
Favorite what?
Holiday.
Holiday? Good question. Uh, I'm going to say right now Thanksgiving because of the
Oh, we're
food,
at it.
and I just really like to eat a lot right now. So Thanksgiving right now.
You like the Thanksgiving food?
I like the dark turkey meat. Now, don't get me wrong, like
Oh, that's good. I
eat
just like turkey in general.
I can eat both legs in one day and I can just keep going. So I gotta like watch myself so I can
So
um
what are you thankful for?
what am I thankful for?
Yeah, that's like the thing.
Um Having a roof over my head,
Oh yeah.
having good health.
Yeah, I'm just getting over like being sick for like 3 weeks, so I'm pretty happy about that. My voice is
Ooh,
getting better too. Yeah.
yeah, I'm glad you're getting back to yourself.
Yeah, this is like the first podcast back where you can yeah. Yeah, so this is like my first podcast back where my voice is actually like I'm not coughing the entire episode too. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Um
Good news.
do you watch movies or like TV shows or that stuff?
Um or movies, yeah, I watch a lot of older movies. Like I'm kind of
Ooh.
picky like as far as like actors, like as far as movies. So um I watch more older movies and see I don't even know what the last new movie I saw.
I'm almost
I'm
the
not sure.
opposite way. I have trouble watching older movies like before like 2005 or before 2010. Honestly, because it's like a
Yeah.
different acting style at this point. I'm not used
Yep.
to it. It's like
Yeah.
honest. It's yeah, it's different.
Yeah.
I personally like newer movies.
Which one?
Just newer movies in general. Like past like
Oh,
10 years,
okay.
past 10 years. Do you watch Marvel movies?
Marvel movies. Trying to think of the last one. Well, just had the Dark Knight on.
Oh, that
Um,
yeah, yeah, that's I mean that's DC, but yeah, it's superhero.
Who's
I
your favorite
mean,
character?
I'll tell you this real quick. Like, no, there was that crazy Joker massacre in Denver before what was it? The Dark Knight Rises came out.
Oh,
Was it
that
The
was.
Dark Knight Rises?
Oh yeah, he like shot it up, right?
So yeah. So guess what? Like the same week, I was like, I'm not gonna let that dude scare me. So I went to go watch the movie
Oh
Oh
my
yeah,
because
God,
nothing,
what a
nothing,
risk
people didn't
taker.
want to go.
nothing scares
People
Gary.
didn't want to go. I was like, hey man, I'm not gonna let people like scare me from going on with life. I'm gonna go
Oh
watch the movie. So I went to go watch the movie.
yeah, yeah. If you could like be if you were a what superhero reminds you most of yourself?
Hmm. Let me think for a second. Bu- Um, because there's only let's see, I only pay attention to so many superheroes. Um, it's kind of a coin toss, man. It could be Superman or Batman, just for the fact that they're just saving the day and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
I first started out a Superman fan the most. Still love the dude, and it's actually only Christopher Reeve. And like my favorite Superman was Superman 2 because I really liked the villains in the movie that he had to go up against. So it was Superman at first, and right now it could be Dark Knight because of that crazy time. And I just like how Christian Bale was Batman versus some of the earlier ones.
Yeah, I'm more of a Thanos guy myself. Wouldn't you say, Connor? I'm more of a Thanos guy.
Yeah, his purple skin, it kind of
Yeah.
resembles you, you know, a
Oh,
little bit, just a little bit.
just a little bit. What about
Gary, you
what
know
about
who Thanos is, right?
what
Or
about the big?
Who?
He's like the big purple guy. What about the big
Uh,
muscles? Does that compare, Connor?
I do
sorry,
not.
I can't
You have to
can't see
send that
that. You.
out to me.
Okay, okay.
Sorry, I didn't mean to
I
give you
think
the truth like that.
Christopher Reeve, one of the old Superman guys, I think he's paralyzed now. So, like, yeah, paralyzed. I'm pretty sure. I think, yeah, sucks. I would hate to be paralyzed. That's probably like my one of my biggest fears.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause you can't move,
Yeah, that's what being paralyzed is. Can't move.
Yep. Yeah.
but like you can
True.
still think. You could still think.
I mean,
Yeah.
it all depends like where you're paralyzed, you know. Like you could just be like paralyzed
Like,
in one
let's
hand or you know.
let's say like head down, like
Oh
neck
my
down,
god. Dude, that
neck down.
sucks. You know what the iron lung is, right?
I don't. Is that this? Isn't
It's
that
like
like
something that like goes around your body and like helps you breathe.
I think you can still breathe if you're paralyzed, right?
No, if you're from the neck down, your heart doesn't work, your lungs, you know, stuff like that. So the iron lung
Well,
basically what it does, it like puts like pressure and stuff and like makes you breathe.
that's old. I don't think they use iron lungs anymore.
Oh, well, I saw one guy, he was using iron lungs. Pretty
Wait,
sad.
so if you're put in an iron lung, do you have to be in like an iron lung your whole life?
Yeah, basically. That's how you breathe,
Dude,
bro. How you live.
imagine like having to
Mm-hmm.
like be alive. Like I would just ask to be euthanasiaed.
Yeah. Yeah,
You
it's
know
kind of the
what?
sad
You're
truth though.
actually in like the perfect position to get guillotined, right?
I'm like, yeah, and like what could he do? But like it's so
Are you saying? Oh, I thought you meant like what could he do? Like
yeah.
how would you like avoid getting like
Yeah,
guillotined?
that's what I meant. Yeah, that's what I said.
Because you're stuck in the iron lung and you
Yeah.
wouldn't be able to avoid it.
Yeah,
That
you
would,
that's just
I
sad.
didn't mean like that.
I know, but like
I,
also.
I mean, because the head is the only thing that you can see from the iron lung.
Damn, we had to bring beheading into this.
Sounds pretty sad. Yeah, yeah, but mostly because when you're paralyzed, you really can't do anything. You need because like you can't like use the bathroom like by yourself. I remember, or you can't like. Can you lie down? Are you allowed to lie down, like to
Uh
sleep, or do you have to sleep like sitting up in a chair?
I don't know.
Can you feel? Can you feel pain? Like
Well,
neck
not in
down.
your paralyzed thing if you get like hit or something.
If you're paralyzed like waist down, can you feel your legs? Like I know,
No,
I
you,
know
you
you
probably
can't
can't,
feel them.
no. Like if you got shot in your legs, you probably wouldn't feel it cuz like you can't feel your legs. So,
I know Joe Swanson from Family Guy is paralyzed waist down, so that would mean
Mm.
yeah. I think they sometimes do jokes like shoot him in the legs and stuff like that. Well, because he is a cop, he has a gun, so yeah. So
That that's kind of like saying, "Hey, let's go to Chick-fil-A and it's Sunday. It's not open."
oh, they're not open on Sundays.
yeah, cuz
I
you're
think
Yeah,
religious.
that's what I always tell people. Hey, you guys ready to go? I'm going to treat you guys today. It's Sunday. You guys want to go to Chick-fil-A?
are they Jewish or
No clue.
I don't know. I remember there was like a thing where it's like they either like were like I don't know, like they were like got caught like being like
Oh,
racist to
homophobic. I think it was
yeah, being
homophobic.
like anti-gay or like homophobic to some customer or something like that. I'm not sure.
That's not very cool.
I mean, the thing is, I don't go there to like freaking like interact with them. I just go there
Actually,
for the food, you know?
I actually
Yeah.
had um Chick-fil-A like a week ago or something like that. But by the time I ate it, like it was cold because it was like after a while. But it was I give it a 2 out of 10. It was very bad.
Very bad.
Oh,
Well, that's
It
because you
was
had
very
it cold. Maybe heated food would be a little better.
Yeah, I would assume it. Yeah, it would probably would have been fine and normal if it was not cold. The
Yeah, I
fries,
Mm,
dude, don't eat the fries. They're cold. It's like different. Don't
yeah.
eat like
you're
some fries cold are okay, but they were like you could tell eating Chick-fil-A food in comparison to like regular fast food, like Chick-fil-A food, it's more like actual food. So like when it's cold after like you make it, it's like actually like imagine like eating like cold imagine like cooking potatoes and then like punching them and then eating it like an hour later.
punching them, just punching
I don't know.
potatoes.
Well like I'm
You
I don't know how to describe French fries versus a regular potato because they're like softer or I don't know.
definitely not as yeah.
Can
Wow,
you
it's been
are
four or
you
five minutes.
are you good at fighting, Gary?
Good at fighting. I've been in a couple of fights of,
Oh, actually.
growing up and stuff. I I did wrestling in high school, and I did a little Brazilian jiu-jitsu when I got out of high school. So I,
Ooh,
decent on the ground, but I really want to learn some stand-up, like some Muay Thai, something like that, the hardcore
stand-up
stuff.
comedy.
Huh?
Stand-up comedy. Yo, this is like Joe Rogan
No,
past like a
oh
minute.
no, no, no. I was talking about stand-up fighting, but
Oh,
you talk about comedy right there. I actually do listen to Joe Rogan podcast a lot. So
yeah, I think that might have been where we found you from, because we honestly
uh,
find a lot of our random viewers from Joe Rogan
that
following.
is a pretty smart tactic right there. That's a good marketing.
Yeah,
It's a good marketing strategy.
yeah. Our podcast goal, like our motto, is like we cannot stop until we're like better than Joe Rogan, basically. Like until we have more viewers and stuff. Yeah,
That's our
um,
motivation.
yeah. We were founded.
I uh, I was going to say that I was in this thing called the Rise Up Challenge on Facebook when COVID hit, and it was for entrepreneurs how to like scale your business during times. And one of the speakers, because there was influencers on there like Tony Robbins and all that were on there, uh, and one of the speakers was a guy who's a really successful podcaster. Um, I would have to grab his name because it's on the tip of my tongue, but he's a really helpful source podcast.
Yeah. Wow. That's wow. Um. Yeah. So, what do you think about drugs, like in weed specifically, like the way
It
Joe
it
Rogan?
never it never turned me on. I never got into wanting to try it.
I
I
don't think a lot
was
of people
forced
turn.
a lot too, but living here in Colorado, it's all over the place. It's like
Oh yeah.
7-Elevens. There's like a dispensary on every corner, so it's like it's normal. So it's like to each their own, if that's something that people are soul driven to do, go for it, man. Do your thing.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people are turned on by weed, you know? Like it's not a very sexual thing. Actually, wait, are there like drugs that are aphrodisiacs that make you like aroused? That like
Oh,
people
I know they're out there.
I
Oh,
know there's like
definitely.
things like in nature, like mushrooms and stuff like that, or like certain
Oh yeah.
smells. Wow. There's sometimes like I'll be in my backyard and I'll see a mushroom and I'll just think to myself like I remember this one time I saw like an Instagram post where it said like this mushroom is an aphrodisiac and if you smell it you'll instantly orgasm. So I'm just like wondering like obviously like I wouldn't do it a second time but I'm just wondering like so yeah I basically pick it up and smell it every time I
Wow.
see a mushroom. Yeah.
So how'd that
Yeah.
turn out for you?
It's always blank. It's always.
What if you like tried eating it? Would that help? Maybe you have to like eat it
I
in order to
know.
get the
I
effects.
know you eat mushrooms. I don't. Do you, Gary? Do you eat mushrooms?
Mushrooms at the store, mushrooms.
No,
Just
like
like.
on the ground.
Oh no! I
Like you
No,
find one on the ground, you just rip it out and eat it.
no, haven't done that type yet.
You should though. Yeah,
you've
I've heard
done
it's
it.
pretty good.
Hmm.
Have
Keep
you?
that on my radar.
Sorry, I haven't, Jordan. I've heard
Oh,
about it though. It seems to be pretty good. Haven't
I
heard
see.
back from them though, sadly.
Heard back from who?
The people who told me about that, about how it tastes.
Oh, okay. Um, so Gary, about the fights, would you win your fights or would you lose them?
Oh, I think I only lost one.
Oh wow.
Wow, that's
um,
How
impressive.
did they end? How did they end? Were they like dead?
like cartoons, that would be cool if you can do that and get away with it.
Oh my god.
Um, it was, let's see, it was mainly just like, I don't know, you beat someone, beat them up to the ground and they just give up. They
Beat them senseless.
cover up and that's pretty much a wrap. But it
Yeah,
was usually,
like the
it was usually I would get bullied. But then some of the
oh,
bullies, they would just, I got into sports. I got good at wrestling and all that stuff. And then one day I had to put a bully in check. He basically, I remember he tried to attack me, and it was in the hallway in high school. So I charged at him like a bull.
Wow.
I know how to do the wrestling takedown, right? So I picked him up and I plowed him through the door in the locker room and carried him, and just what I do, I
kept running.
continued until we smashed into the lockers.
Oh my
And
god.
I was like really pissed off because I didn't like getting picked on. So I was starting to let him have it, and then he just gave up. He's like, "All right, man, I quit." So I was like, after so many years getting picked on by him, he finally got it back. So and then he never picked on me again.
Wow. And like what happened like when you saw him in the hallways? What do you look like scared of you or anything?
It was more like respect, like, "Hey, Gary,
Yeah, that's that's a good way to deal with your
How's it going,
bullies.
pal?"
Plow him through the door.
He's like, "How's it going, pal?" Huh?
Always remember to fight like a little league dad. That's
Right, right.
the best way to win a fight. Any fight ever.
Yeah, man. Everyone's got that switch, when it comes
Yeah.
down to it. You just got
Yeah.
to turn on your switch.
Getting hit in the balls hurts bad.
Yep.
I
What
think
was the worst time you've been hit in that area?
Worst time been hit in that area? Um, Probably
oh
happened in
man.
wrestling practice, man, because people are comedians on the on the wrestling mat. Everyone's goofy, man.
Wait, what?
We're rolling around, and then everyone's like doing pranks on each other, kicking each other
Oh my god.
in the
That
kicking
just
each
sounds
other
like
in
a
the
disaster
balls,
waiting to happen.
giving each other wedgies, having spitball fights in the vans as you're driving to tournaments and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, some people would consider like traditional wrestling to be a little um it's a lot it's comparable to what is it, gay sex, I think. Yeah. There was a South Park episode on it actually. Have you heard of South Park?
Oh yeah, because it's down here,
Oh yeah, it's in Colorado.
down here in
Wait, is South
Colorado.
Park a real place?
It's probably like way down southern Colorado, somewhere in Nowhereville, some little spot, some little pimple on the map, but
Oh,
it
I
is
think it
here.
actually is a real town.
Yeah, I think it's out like southwest or somewhere.
It's Fairplay. Fairplay, town in Colorado.
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh, I'm not sure. I just know it's real. I can see it's real. I'm looking at the town
yeah,
right now. It looks like
yeah,
a pretty normal town. I wonder if they yeah, they probably changed a lot of the stuff about the town to look like based off the TV show. South
yeah.
Park City.
That would be cool. Give him some props.
Yeah, it's a small town.
Yeah,
Wow. Wait, what were we talking about before? Oh yeah. So there's this episode where uh the wrestling, like they get the kids got into WWE wrestling and they thought that's what like real wrestling was. So then they tried doing wrestling at school, but like wrestling at school is like the real wrestling, but it's like
yeah,
it's like much different than WWE wrestling. And then the coach and they think that they're going to do like WWE wrestling, and then they find out that like and like the guy who does the wrestling, like the coach, really hates WWE because it's like fake
Oh,
wrestling, and all the kids
yeah.
like rather do that. And then but then everyone else in like the town besides that one coach thinks that like the wrestling that he does is not wrestling and it's just gay sex. So when he has like wrestling, he has like these wrestling video like wrestling clips on his phone, and he gets fired because the principal says they found all the gay porn on his phone, and he was fired.
Oh,
But
yep.
it was just like wrestling videos. So
That's crazy. Actually, the same thing happened to me. Like, we moved back from Australia, so I was late getting into sports in the US. So when I got to high school, I went out for wrestling, but I was watching WWF wrestling on TV. So that's what I thought it was too. I thought it was bouncing off the top rope and doing
oh
all that stuff. So I went out for wrestling, and that's what I thought it was. I was like, "Where's the turnbuckle? Where's the ropes? Where's this and this?" And the next thing you know, someone just picked me up and slammed me on the mat. I was like, "Oh shit!" I was like, "Oh, this is different." So
yeah, I'm into
yeah,
WWE.
and there's some silly knuckleheads in there too that do stuff. So yeah, it's different.
Today, I actually took the Harvard implicit bias test because I don't know, I got an ad for it or something, and it's basically a thing. Well, there's a bunch of them, but I just want to see what it would be like because I never heard of it or taken it. I took the black versus white one, which is like a race thing, I guess, and yeah, so it's actually really weird. Apparently, my result was that I moderately prefer uh white people over black people, like implicit biasly, I guess, which is the second to most prefer, which doesn't make any sense because it's wrong. I strongly no, I'm joking. I'm joking. Uh yeah, I don't it was the weirdest test ever because it wasn't like asking you questions about yourself. It was like a screen, and in the middle they would pop up a picture, and you would either press E or I, and E would be like if it should go on the left side of the screen, or I if it should go on the right side of the screen. And on the left side of the screen, it would say like black, and on the right side it would be white. And then in the middle, they would like pop up a picture of like either a black person or a white person, and you would quickly have to go back and forth. And then after you do that, they add in the words. It would say good on one side and bad on the other, and then not only would they just do uh the the picture, it would also sometimes be a word that means like a positive or negative, like a good or bad thing. So then they would also add a good or bad on like the left and right side. So it'd be so on the left side you would see black and then bad, and then on the right side you see white and good, and then you would like I don't know, you'd have to like click really fast when like the word or a picture came up, and it was just doesn't make any sense. It was actually hard. It was really annoying. So I guess I'm racist because I don't know. That's what that's what the test said.
Hey, I can't hear you. I don't know what happened. There was a phone call and it took away the volume.
Oh,
Oh,
it's okay.
oh.
We're almost done anyway. We're at like 58 minutes. We usually go for an hour, so.
Yeah,
So Gary, do you what should do you do you hate racists?
can't hear.
Oh, can you hear us right now?
I hear very low mumble. That's
Oh, actually, Connor, do you know what's going on?
Is it because the phone call's still going?
no. I hit it off immediately. So, but it just for some reason it made your volume go down. But I clicked mine to make sure mine was. So I don't know why that happened.
I'm not
Huh.
sure. I mean,
I can
it's a
hear
good
you
thing
a
you
little
only
bit
have
better
like
though. I can hear you a little bit better.
all
Just
right,
you though.
all right. It's a good thing there's only like a minute left. So yeah, I guess we got to wrap up a little bit, but I guess one last question.
I
are
can't
you?
hear you.
Oh, Connor, can you ask him if he's a racist?
Okay, Gary. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, just you, a little bit. Yeah.
Okay, this is the final question. Are you a racist?
No.
Are you
Ask him
sure?
if it's a hard no.
Yeah, I'm mixed, man. I'm mixed. I get and where I live at in Colorado Springs, it's a military town. So I've
Wow.
grown up with every color of the rainbow. I'm cool if you're cool with me, and if you're not, that's okay. Everybody has their own opinion. I just say, wish you a nice day.
Gotta wish him a nice day.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
tell him. I guess we gotta go. Let's go watch the election. Tell him I said that.
All right. Jordan says that we're gonna go watch the election. All right.
See ya.
All right. See you guys. Thank you.
Yeah. See you. It was nice having you on.
Connor,
Yeah, you too.
say
Thanks.
bye
Take
to
care.
the audience.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye bye.